Today I'm here with Jeremy Kinsman, former ambassador to Moscow and many other places. You're currently running an international Center for Democracy?
A program for the Community of Democracies.
Interesting. You were one of the panelists today at the Canada 150 conference, and you said something very interesting. You said that power will go to those that are most connected. What did you mean by that, and what should Canada do to capitalize on that?
Well, I'm really quoting a woman called Anne-Marie Slaughter, who is now head of policy planning in the State Department, but used to be dean at the Woodrow Wilson School at Princeton, where I last was based at a university. She has a whole theory, a whole construction, which is much more than a theory, because it's actually real, built around networks. Okay? That much of the transactional work in the world today is going on, not between embassies and governments or government to government, but out there in civil society through networks.
Right.
And so countries who succeed are going to be the countries that use those networks and are best connected to those networks and are connected to the issues.
Now, as an example of operationalizing that thought, this conference, Canada 150, creating the distribution channels to allow Canadians from coast to coast to coast to participate, are those the kind of specific actions you're advocating?
Well, that's an organized event. Those are this is a show to which people are wired, and that's terrific. In reality, I'm talking about the sorts of networks that people have now in their daily working life. Okay. In my project, we're doing a second edition of a book. I live in Victoria most of the time on Vancouver Island. My writing partner lives in Sarajevo. Okay? That wouldn't have been possible 15 years ago. People are working like that in virtual offices all over the place. And so it goes for the world. I'll give you another great quote from Anne-Marie Slaughter, if you want it.
Yes.
She cites a sociologist from the 1970s called Carol Gilligan. She's quite well known among people who are older and from that field. And Carol Gilligan once said that men and women see power structures differently. Men see power structures as being vertical. So they want to get to the top. Women see power structures as being essentially horizontal. They're a web. So they want to get to the center. The difference in those two lenses, according to Anne-Marie Slaughter, is the difference between power structures of the 20th century and power structures of the 21st century. And so what I'm saying is that this web and these networks and this connectedness, these are things that can work for Canada if we can get to the center. And that's where we ought to be.